Hi everyone, and welcome to Legal Rights for Foreigners in Taiwan. I'm back with Bruce Wu, the founding partner of Wu & Partners law firm in Taipei, and I'm Eric. Today we have a really interesting show actually. So in a previous episode we talked about rental agreements, and we mentioned that there was a rental agreement in English that we would try to find. This is from the Ministry of Interior. So this is a Taiwan government approved rental agreement, and we got it.
Yes.
Here.
You can find it from the website of the Ministry of Interior.
Yep. So this one, now this is available in English and Chinese, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so they're the same.
Yeah. Now English is old version,
Okay.
but still work.
Okay, so the English is slightly outdated, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but it should still match closely enough with the Chinese. If you were going to execute a rental agreement, you could use the English and Chinese versions of this contract.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we want to talk about? There's a few things that we want to mention about this. So
The first thing is like the last program we discussed about the deposit.
the deposit, okay?
Deposit.
Yep.
In Taiwan now, we will suggest you just only pay 2 months to the landlord.
So this was, you said that this was a law that they've passed.
Yes,
now.
yes.
Okay, so security deposit, 2 months.
2 months.
End of story.
Yes.
Yep, okay.
Mm.
Anything else?
Then, if you are the tenant,
Yep.
please make sure all the tax should be responsibility by the landlord.
Okay, so as a tenant, the landlord needs to pay all of the associated taxes and fees. Okay, so
Yeah.
what are those? So,
Such like the notary fees.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so why would a landlord want to pay for notary fees? It's in,
I would suggest just make sure
yeah.
all of the other fee should be paid by the landlord.
Okay, so very simple. Landlord should try to take responsibility for everything. As a tenant, you don't really need to take responsibility for any taxes or fees.
Yeah.
Okay. And now, anything else?
Yeah, and then we will suggest in Taiwan, because many people they will use the other way to when they rent an apartment.
Yep.
Maybe some guys they want to make teaching people English in his own place.
Oh, right,
Or,
okay.
or open a small restaurant like
Right.
like Uber Eats, or
Mhm.
or they may want to be the second landlord.
Right.
Please make sure your landlord know about this.
Okay.
Unless the landlord they may use this reason to terminate the contract.
Right. So this Article 7, okay, it talks about the use of the premises that you're renting.
Yes.
And the Article 7 specifies in this contract that it's residential use only. So if you're doing a tutoring service,
Yes.
trying to open a restaurant,
Yeah.
or any other type of business that you would run from your home, okay, if the landlord finds out about that, it is reason for them to terminate your rental agreement.
Mm.
So if you want to do those things, you can, but you need to tell the landlord first and possibly alter this contract to remove Article 7 or change it so that it allows you to
Yes.
do these businesses from your home.
Yes. By the way, every time you should make sure every word in your contract.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, so a good idea is to print out a fresh copy that you know has no changes, and once you start making changes to the contract, you have to be very careful to review the entire document to make sure that you know what's in the contract you're signing.
Yes.
Yeah, this is like a general rule for contracts.
Yes.
All right, we have one more thing here. So repairs.
Yes.
So what's the deal here?
Sometimes when you rent a apartment, the landlord will give you like air condition
Right.
or gas,
Okay.
washing machine.
Right.
If this equipment belong the landlord,
Yep.
The landlord need to responsibility for this equipment.
Okay.
And for example, in this period, if your place, your apartment, what kind of equipment got a trouble,
Right.
you can ask landlord to fix it.
Okay.
And of course, you can fix it by yourself.
Mhm.
Then you can just reduce from the landlord fee.
Right. Okay. So any appliances or fixtures that are already present in the apartment when
Yeah.
you execute the contract.
Yes.
Okay, the landlord is responsible for fixing those. So AC, washing machine, refrigerator, gas stove,
Yes.
all of those things, they're the landlord's responsibility.
Yes.
And then if your landlord is